Let's go across to the guests who are joining us. Tuhin Sinha is from the BJP, Adil Singh Bopara is from the Congress Party, and Dr. Adeep C. Agarwala is President, International Council of Jurists, London, and Chairman of All India Bar Association joining us. We'll also be joined by a senior advocate in just a bit. Dr. Adish, I'm coming to you first up. You have called Kapil Sibal's comments contemptuous. What do you find especially problematic with what he has said?
You see, when he says that he has no hope left in the judicial institution of India, that is contemptuous. When he says independence is only possible when we stand up for our own rights and demand for independence. So this is a person of the stature of who remained the Law Minister of India, who is a member of Parliament, who has been the President of Supreme Court Bar Association. If he says like this, somebody can approach the Attorney General seeking his permission to institute file this contempt petition before Honorable Supreme Court.
But sir, can I ask you, before I go across to our political representatives also, it's not only about being contemptuous, that it's a separate argument and possibly a more legal argument. But what do you make of his allegations per se? He has said, for example, he's raked up the issue of the masters of the roster, the CJI being the master of the roster. He's also touched about how judges are elected, for example. Now, that is a larger issue. Do you believe that, he has raised some issues, but possibly raised it in the wrong way? Or even these issues, do you feel, are sour grapes when it comes from somebody like Kapil Sibal?
He has no right, because he has been the Law Minister of India.
Right.
He should have got amendment in the procedure of the working of Supreme Court. This is well settled law that the Chief Justice of India has a right to frame the roster and allot the cases. This is not the first time. Always it has been like that.
Yes. You make a very good point. Let me go across to Adil Singh Bopara. Karuna Nandi, senior advocate, is also joining us on the show. Adil Singh, this sounds like a little bit of what the Congress party has also recently said. For example, Kapil Sibal raised the issue of the Zakia Jafri petition. He has raised the issue of the PMLA court judgment. When you don't like it, the courts are bad. When it goes in your favor, you hail the courts. You can't have it both ways. This is also a little bit of what the Congress narrative has been recently.
Shivani, firstly, I understand what you're trying to do here. You're trying to connect two unconnected issues. I would urge you not to play this clever game of the BJP. You're a news anchor. Please maintain that neutrality.
Answer my question.
The Congress party is not party to this list. It is Mr. Kapil Sibal's statement. It is best that you ask him. Point number one. Point number two, there are pressing issues facing this country like price rise and unemployment. Obviously, you will not find time to discuss that. Point number three, which is the more critical issue. The Congress party firmly believes that institutions are sacrosanct. However, the Supreme Court itself has clarified that fair criticism or fair comment of judgments is permissible. However, there is a rider. Nothing should be said which thwarts or tends to obstruct the administration of justice, because ultimately the judiciary is the bulwark of our constitution. Having said this, the Congress party's position is very clear. It is for Mr. Sibal to respond. He is no longer with our party.
Yes, I know that.
Therefore,
the question I was asking you though is,
if you ask this question to him rather than asking to me.
No, my question is very much to you. It is not just to Mr. Kapil Sibal, it is very much to Congress party too, because similar voices have also come in from those who are within your party.
You ran a BJP agenda. I have no qualms in saying this.
Yeah,
you
okay,
run
fine.
a BJP agenda. You are trying to run a kangaroo discussion. The Congress party on the PMLA judgment has said certain things which is fair comment of the judgment. Please first take some lessons on what fair critique.
No, Congress leaders have also talked about how institutions have been undermined. They have also talked about how the judiciary also is one of those institutions that has been undermined. That is absolutely correct and to the fact.
I understand what you're doing. Please,
why are you getting so hyper?
We understand what you're doing. You are running BJP agenda. Don't mix up two issues. Mr. Sibbal's statement is completely distinct from what we said on the PMLA issue.
Yeah, I'm
We are
asking
very
about
clear.
other things
The
as
Supreme
well.
Court is
Let
clear.
Tuhin
Let
Sinha
me
also
keep it
come in.
out.
Let Tuhin Sinha also come in. Tuhin Sinha, there seems to be a tendency that is growing that many who've been part of the system, who've enjoyed the fruits of that very system, have begun to now say that this system is corrupt because it seems that it's no longer working for them. Because a lot of these issues that Kapil Sibal has talked about, a former law minister himself, and as the Bar Association chief said, what right does he have, are issues that have been raised before and are not issues that have have arisen in the last couple of years.
Good evening, Shivani. You are spot on, absolutely, because the entire opposition seems to have embarked upon a dangerous game to denigrate the sacrosanct institutions of this country. And when Kapil Sibal said that, he only proved that he may not be in the Congress right now, but he has not grown out of the Congress mentality, because just 3 days ago, Rahul Gandhi had said we are battling the entire infrastructure of this country, if you remember. So, for a senior lawyer to make this kind of a statement, and an ex-law minister, I think it is laden with malified intent. And two quick points over here. When a judgment goes against you, I mean, it's only the probability of a judgment going in favor or against you is 50-50. So when a judgment goes against you, is this how you will respond to? Is this how you will view the Supreme Court? That Supreme Court upon which lakhs and lakhs of people still place their faith. So I think he has done a huge injustice to the country. And like I said at the very start, I think the opposition needs to introspect. The frustration is showing. The sheer lack of belief in their own ability, in their own conviction, is now extending, in them criticizing institutions, which is just showing them in very poor light.
Yes, and the PMLA judgment that Adil is referring to, where he says that his party's position is distinctly different than Kapil Sibal. The question still is that Kapil Sibal was a minister in the Congress government when those PMLA amendments were made. So what he's saying today may be different as a non-Congress member. Yes, Adil, I'm coming to you. Please listen to me. Adil, please listen to me. Tuhin, 1 second. The issue here is that when you also, as the Congress representative of the Congress party, raise the PMLA, it's not like that issue is devoid of questions to you yourself.
Now give me 60 seconds. You worked with Arnab Goswami at Republic. So are you answerable for everything what Arnab Goswami says?
I never worked
Please
with
don't take the...
No, he's talking to me.
Look at the fake
Please.
news that
He's
spread
talking
it.
to
I
me.
never
He's
worked
talking
with
to me.
him.
Tuhin. No need for anybody to lose their top. He's talking to me.
No,
Shivani,
fake news. I never worked with Republic.
He's talking
What
to
is he
me.
talking?
Shivani, let me clarify for
on your
Mr.
channel.
Sinha's
Yeah, I'm not
understanding.
sure where you're going with this. I think the Congress party could
No, hear
actually
me out.
do
I'll tell
its
you where I'm
own.
going with
The
it.
Congress